I did paint my headlights the other day. I blacked them out. If you're familiar with that one, it's you end up taking the headlights apart and then you paint the inlays on them. Instead of being chrome, they're going to be black. They came out pretty nice. I re-cleared the finish on them. There was a lens on them when I was all done. Came out pretty good. Not perfect. They're not brand new, but for like $7, you can't really go wrong. They, like I said, I'm really happy with them. I polished them or buffed them. Kind of smooth out. There's some orange peel, which if you're not familiar with orange peel, I'll see if I can get a shot of it. There's still a little bit there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it makes the clear coat. You can kind of see it right here in this corner. It kind of makes it take the texture of an orange peel. But that's the finished product. I did tape this off up here. Keep that kind of still bright. That way it wasn't too black. But I did paint all of this around here, down in here. The lenses come out, you take them out, paint around them. Obviously this is still reflective in there. Your other option when you do this is to take this orange globe out, and you can get a clear lens and get a colored bulb so it doesn't make it quite as orange. I didn't hunt around for it too much. I heard they made them, I looked online. I didn't really find it real quick and I was impatient, so I painted them myself and just left that lens in there. So it is what it is. But they came out pretty nice for $7. Gives it the car a totally different look. Unfortunately, I didn't make a video on how to do that. There is a video of a couple guys who do that, and that's actually where I kind of got most of that info from. But just to run through on what I did, I took the headlights out, baked them for 12 minutes a piece, I think, at 200 degrees. So you do want to make sure you preheat the oven, let it get warm, then put them in, pulled them out. There are tabs, and if you watch their other video, it's a little more in depth, obviously, because they actually did it. But there's some tabs around the headlight here, and around the backside. You'll want to take those once it's heated. You'll be able to pop those and pull that apart. The adhesive they use gets soft, so it'll separate. You also want to make sure you take all the harness things off the back as well, as long as you know everything you can get off you want to. There's also a rubber boot that goes around the back of the headlight there. You can't really see because there's no light, but you want to take that rubber boot off and everything. But it took me a couple hours to do, and that's with preheating the oven, baking them, separating them, taping them off, bringing them outside, painting them. A couple colors. I think I did 2 coats of black. I didn't even primer it. I just painted it black, and semi-gloss is what I used. And then let it sit for a little bit. I think I let it sit for an hour after I was done with that, and then put it back in. And then I went ahead and wet sanded the lens with 1,000 and then 1,500 grit. So I wet sanded it with 1,000, then wet sanded it with 1,500. Cleaned it off, sprayed new clear coat on, let it sit for a little bit. I did another light coat of clear, and then once that set for a day or two, which I'm sure you can do it, after a couple hours, but I don't have a buffer here. I have it at work, so I let it sit for a couple days, and then when I went to work, I went ahead and buffed the headlights too with some just rubbing compound, kind of take that orange peel away, cleaned them up pretty decent. Like I said, they're old headlights, so on camera they look great, but when you get up close you can kind of see some imperfection, kind of fogginess that didn't quite come out. Orange peel's real bad on top, so there you go. That's what that looks like right through there. But overall I was happy with it. So if you have any questions on that, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to hit on anything I missed. There is a couple hidden. There's one hidden screw on the back of that headlight. When you get it all kind of out and look at it, there's one when you go to separate it. If you forget that screw, it's not going to come apart because it actually holds that inlay behind that lens to it. So you need to make sure that that screw comes out. It did come out a little easier, I felt, once the glue was warm. So maybe something, heat it and then take that screw out. I did use hot pads to handle them, but then I just had like some basic work gloves. Actually, thought I had a pair up here, but I do. So just here, I'm trying to do this from the side. Just some basic work gloves. I actually was able to handle the light with that. They didn't burn me or anything. You know, obviously be careful. You're using the oven, it is hot, but they don't get too hot to where you're like gonna melt your hand or anything. But definitely do it. Separate it while that glue's hot. Don't bake them both at the same time. Bake one, separate it, bake the other one, separate it, and then I went ahead and taped it. I didn't want to rush anything, so I made sure I just did kind of one stage at a time. I did get pictures of the process before and after on my Twitter, so you can check that out if you want to see it. I'll put that in the description, so you guys can check that out if you want. But like I said, for $7 you can't beat it. So maybe we'll just end that video on just what I did with the headlights instead of just bringing you around the rest of my adventure here of changing my oil. Real fun. So if you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Anything I may have skipped over, I'll try to cover, kind of go over with you in the comments. But basically, you know, wet sand them, bake them, paint them. It's pretty simple, and it's real cheap, really easy, and it makes the car look way better. You don't necessarily have to go with black. Do a red, depending on the car. Black just seems to look the best, be simple. Black goes good with everything, so that's where I went with it. I did use semi-gloss. I would say that's probably your best bet with that too. You can do a flat, but I feel the semi-gloss just makes it look a little cleaner. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter if you want to. See you guys later. I'm Bo Money.
Haters, get on your job, nigga. It's motivation. Suck a nigga, get on your job. If you hate, get on your